I think that in general, just to think about this total experience of something which is a bit like technical, because you need to fix the heart, but you have the surgeons and which needs to really do it, and you have the nurses and the staff, and you have the patient itself. So there are many aspects of this experience from different views, and you need to take into account all of that, as you said, which is, it's what you're doing. I talked to the head of the World Food Program from the UN two episodes ago, and I felt like some people, they have the luck to do something which is substantial and important. So thinking just making people's lives much easier if they have an MRI next to their house and don't need to drive so far because it's not as expensive, and more hospitals could have this gear, which is an important aspect. And the fact that in many cases, when you think about going to a hospital, it's the experience, you're stressed because you need to be there at first. But after that, the equipment is so stressing because you see all the beeps and all the sounds, and it's all made to take care of you from the medical staff point of view. And I think it's so important for someone just to look at it from other points of view. And this is what UX Lab could do in order to make their lives a bit less stressful, I would say. I wouldn't say better, but less stressful. So what is the most surprising thing you learned about innovation from so many years of experience?
Ooh, that's a good question. Sometimes you have the, I think this was one of the first hackathons that I organized. And we had it was for respiratory. And so what happened there was that, there's respiratory is a serious equipment, but in the case of sleep and snoring, snoring is and this was in 2015, so now it's already well on the market. But so in this hackathon, there was one team, and they were focusing on snoring, and they said, well, what if we, we can do audio detection. So from the audio, we can already detect a lot of data. So also if people have sleep apnea, they stop with breathing for like maybe a number of seconds. And when that happens, they, that's it. I mean, that's in audio, easily detected. It's very bad for people. That's why they need to have the CPAP masks, etc. But so in this case, and they said, well, hey, what if we just take our phone and we place it on the bedstand and we record this snoring? And that was something, it seemed like a good idea. And there was some puzzling about the business case around it. But actually that end result, that led to starting up a whole new consumer sleep business. So so a few years later, that business came back to us and said, "Oh, that was such a success. Can you please repeat that?" So that was kind of one of the most significant innovations that was part of my small world here.
So. Yeah, that's a good story, because in most cases when you see, especially if you're a medical institute or like all the people there are very dedicated to do things which is scientific and very to the details. Sometimes things that are a bit different, just to view it from a different point of view, it gives you so much advantage over what you were usually doing. And what you said about being creative, it could only be in this like atmosphere of thinking differently, of thinking something like, maybe we could do that, maybe we could test something that we didn't think about it before. And now you see, like 5 years later, it's like you can use it like so easily, and it's so important. And other than the fact that you're snoring and your spouse might not like it, it's your health, because if you don't sleep well, so it influences all your daily life and activities. So sure. So we're almost done. The last